Welcome back to Afternoon Live. Our next guest joins us in honor of Shark Week with what to keep in mind about these often misunderstood creatures. We welcome back Research Associate from OSU's Big Fish Lab, Dr. Alexandra McInturf. It's always so nice to see you.
Yeah, likewise. Thanks for having me.
I love learning about sharks whenever you're here. You always come up with the best stuff to tell us about.
Well, thank you. I'm excited.
So let's talk about, we've been hearing a lot about the big anniversary of Jaws recently, and what a beloved film, but wasn't so great for understanding the reality of a lot of sharks.
No, totally. Jaws, I think, was a very singular piece of media that had a huge impact on our collective psyche when it comes to sharks and big ocean predators. And speaking from experience, I know that it shaped a lot of generations' view of our relationship with the ocean.
So much fear.
So much fear. And honestly, we're still combating misinformation that comes as a result of that movie in particular.
Yeah. What are some common misconceptions that we could dispel about sharks?
I appreciate that question. So a big one is that sharks are mindless man-eating machines, right? And that is really what was portrayed in Jaws. But in reality, they are very discerning, thoughtful animals, right? They don't just swim around eating anything. There's also over 500 different species that come in all shapes and sizes, from a few feet long to, of course, our big 20-foot predators. So I think that Jaws presented sharks in a very singular dimension and definitely upped the fear factor big time.
And they're so important to our ecosystem, right?
They definitely are. So the presence of sharks in an ecosystem is usually a really good sign that that ecosystem is healthy. So what we like to say is shark-infested waters are a really good thing.
Totally, because they need what they need to survive. So that kind of tells you about what's going on there. Tell me about some different types of sharks. Like, what are the things that we know about, like a great white shark?
Sure. So great white sharks, also known as white sharks, they roam in a lot of cooler waters throughout the world. They have this really cool ability to regulate their own body temperature, unlike a lot of other fish. So they can hunt at cooler temperatures. They reach up to about 20 feet long. When they're younger, they like to eat fish, and as they get bigger, they like to eat bigger prey like marine mammals.
Okay. And then what about a salmon shark? Is that something that we might encounter locally here?
Totally. And in fact, this is exactly the time of year where people might start seeing salmon sharks washed up on shore.
Cool.
And they just look like smaller, fun-sized white sharks. So if you see any sharks on shore, whether a salmon shark or otherwise, please do let us know this summer.
Yeah, tell me about if somebody does see that and let you know. That can be really helpful to your research.
Absolutely. So we take advantage of any sharks that have washed on shore or been caught accidentally. We're able to do dissections. We do them for educational events, so keep an eye out for those on our social media. But we can also get a lot of information about what these animals are eating, where they might be going, all from their bodies, which is pretty cool.
That is awesome. Okay, what about a blue shark? What are some things we can understand about them?
So blue sharks are one of the most common species we see here in Oregon, and they're a beautiful blue color. We're not very original when it comes to naming sharks.
Keep it simple.
Keep it simple. And we do know that they roam super widely. We're learning a lot about them right now, including where pregnant moms go to give birth. So stay tuned for those results.
Oh my gosh, tell me more about what you're looking into with that.
Sure. So when we catch blue sharks, for example, or any shark, if it's a female and it's big enough, we'll do a shark ultrasound on them, which is pretty wild, and we're one of the only labs in the world to really do that. And then we have a special tag that we can put inside of mom, and when she gives birth, it pops out and transmits that location to us, and then we can get some really good insight into shark nursery areas.
That's incredible. Well, let's talk about Shark Week and kind of what it means to people and some of the sensationalism that can be challenging from an academic research perspective.
Totally. I used to grow up watching Shark Week, and I totally get that it's a very popular sort of program, and it's been around for a really long time. One thing I want people to pay attention to, though, this summer, and always actually, is the sensationalism that comes with that. I mean, even looking at the titles of the shows and the music that they use in the background of these movies or shows, I think, you know, those are things that play off of Jaws, quite frankly, to really take into account our collective fear of ocean predators.
What are some things that we can be mindful of or look out for if we're spending time on local beaches this summer season?
Sure. Honestly, there's probably sharks around you, and again, that's a really good thing. I wouldn't worry about it at all. But please do just be aware of your surroundings. I think just even on the Oregon coast generally, being safe in the water is a really important thing. And if you're seeing sharks on the water or on the beach, we want to know about it. So please do report it on our website.
That's so great. And you guys are constantly doing different outreach events and things like that. What are some things that we can look forward to?
Sure. So we have 2 other events coming up this year. One is in Corvallis with the Performing Arts Center at OSU. that will feature a musically accompanied shark dissection on September 5th. And then our big fundraising event, Sharktoberfest, is happening at OMSI on October 11th. So please do come to those.
And you have cool social media that people can follow along and keep tabs on all these things.
For sure. And our main one is at big_fish_lab.
I love this. Does it just get you constantly excited when you can see more young people coming up and understanding more about sharks and getting interested in marine science?
Absolutely. And something I've noticed in talking to younger generations is they actually seem a little more immune to the Jaws effect.
Yeah.
They're starting to realize how important sharks are to our collective ecosystems, and that gives me a lot of hope for the future.
I love it. Oh, we can't forget to mention that very cool license plate that's out right now.
Yes, you can pre-purchase your license plate today. Buy a voucher online. We need 3,000 pre-purchases in order to get this license plate live and ready to go. And a huge portion of each purchase goes to supporting our lab. So please do support Shark Science this summer by pre-purchasing your voucher.
It looks awesome, and you can do a good deed in the process. Thank you so much. It's always nice to see you.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Of course. Okay, we'll have more information about the Big Fish Lab and Dr. Alex on our website at KATU.com. We'll be right back with more Afternoon Live right after this.